Hi, this is Wasabi. Hope you're doing well. Today, we're talking about Twitter. Yeah, this title, it's actually, you know what? I'm 100% happy. This is the best change that Twitter has ever had. And you might be asking yourself, well, Wasabi, why would you say that? I thought you hate Twitter. Don't you shit on Twitter every second you get? And you're not wrong for that. I do. But you know what? I'm happy because it continues to make bad decisions that will hopefully eventually shut down this god-awful trash-ass website. That's the only reason I'm excited. Let me explain. So since the Lord and Savior Elon Musk himself, I can't say that seriously. Since he bought Twitter last year, it's just been going down and down and down and down. But somehow it's like the Hydra's head. You can cut off a couple heads, aka making bad decisions, but they just come back and the website still keeps on kicking along and people don't really leave the website. And it's sad. It sucks to see that. So over the past half year, it's just been bad decision after bad decision after bad decision. But now with the new news that Elon has announced today, he's pretty much forcing people to quit using his own website, which is wild to say that. People couldn't leave on their own, even though he made a bunch of shitty ass changes. Somehow people were still spending, $8 now for a verification badge? People somehow just did mental gymnastics in their head, say, hey, you know, it's only $8, Smith. I guess I won't have one Starbucks this month. I'll just cut it down to a few less than I normally have. They're like, you know what, that $8 is worth it. So people were fine with that. And then, of course, you had the SMS authenticator situation that went down where they put it behind a paywall. And they were like, yeah, you can't use that no more. You need to pay for our blue check mark just for like everything else at this point. And so today's announcement, Elon said, guess what? If you're not a verified user, you are limited down to 800 tweets that you can view per day. And if you're unverified, I think it's 400 right now. It's not good. That's you're pretty much kicking people off your website. The people who actually are there to contribute content, the people who actually want to post shit, they don't exist. But let me read you the full tweet so you understand what's going on. So the tweet Elon posted today, he said, to address extreme levels of data scraping and system manipulation, we've applied the following temporary limits. Verified accounts are limited to reading 6,000 posts a day, unverified accounts to 600 posts a day, new unverified accounts to 300 posts a day. Wow, that's not a lot at all. But of course, the whole Twitter website was kind of shitting themselves, and they're like, oh my God, Elon, what the fuck, man? I thought you're for us, bro. I thought you're with us, man. And so he kind of backtracked a little bit. About 2 hours later, he says, rate limits increasing soon to 8,000 for verified, 800 for unverified, and 400 for new unverified. Yeah, so it didn't take him long to start backtracking slowly, but it doesn't stop there. Twitter kept on complaining and complaining and complaining. And so what did he do? He backtracked again. And so he made another follow-up tweet about an hour ago that said now it's up to 10,000 tweets for verified, 1,000 for unverified, and 500 for new unverified. So right now we're playing a game of how far is Elon going to backtrack until he just stops and says, fuck everybody on this website. I'm going to stick to this. I would say probably maybe another hour or so. I think this is going to be like a good middle ground for him because I don't think he wants to keep looking like a fool backtracking over and over and over. And so you have many people on Twitter just dunking on Elon saying that this is the dumbest change ever. Why the fuck are you doing this, bro? What's the point? And you know, a lot of people were really believing the whole data scraping situation that's going on because that is a real thing. I'm not going to lie. That is an actual thing to an extent. That is sort of why Reddit sort of gets like a 5% pass, but still gets a 95% a shit on type of thing, because there are AI models that scrape all this data. I don't think anyone's going to argue that at all. That is 100% true. How else do you think things such as Stable Diffusion, ChatGPT, Midjourney, how do you think all these services get their data to create the things that you put in the prompts for? It has to scrape data from somewhere, and it's using things such as Reddit and Twitter. This is pretty obvious. But the thing is, this little story, this situation that Elon has been pushing out there, it's been kind of developing like a Dragon Ball Z twist. It's not what you think it is. Apparently, it's because Elon doesn't want to pay bills, which I'm not surprised at that either. So this was an article that was posted early last month, and it was talking about the contract that Twitter has signed with Google. And so that contract that Twitter had with Google, they said, fuck that. We're not going to renew that contract. That's pretty much what it boils down to. It said more platform instability could be in Twitter's near future. In 2018, Twitter signed a $1 billion contract with Google to host some of its services on the company's Google Cloud servers. Platformer reports that Twitter recently refused to pay the search giant ahead of the contract's June 30th renewal date. Twitter's repeatedly rushing to move as many services off of Google's infrastructure before the contract expires. But in an effort of running behind schedule, putting some tools, including Smite, and a platform that the company acquired in 2018 to bolster its moderation capabilities, in danger of going offline. And then it pretty much continues on by saying, hey, if they can't fix this before June 30th, then there's going to be some stuff that's going to happen the following day. And that's true. That's probably why the little shitstorm has been going on today. Again, it might not be true. Maybe what Elon is saying is true, but for a man that lies a lot, the same man that said, hey, I'm stepping down. Y'all want me to leave Twitter? Y'all want me to actually run polls before we make major decisions and all the other shit that he doesn't follow through on? Yeah, he lies a lot. So I don't think that maybe what he's peddling is exactly the truth. And I would be more inclined to believe this, considering the fact that Twitter has reportedly multiple times and time again refused to pay bills for things that are owed. It would also go in line with the idea of him now backtracking, slowly raising the rates back up so that it's like, oh, you know, I'm listening to the users. I'm not actually going to do this forever. And, you know, shit's going back to normal. Again, you know what? You can sit there and make the argument, well, at least it's reverting back. But the point is, it should have never got to that. A lot of decisions that happen on that platform should have never happened to begin with. Whether or not someone listens to a change, it doesn't matter because they show their hand that they don't give a fuck. They're going to do whatever it takes to get what they want and nothing else. And that's fine. You can sit there and say Twitter needs to make money. That's why they're doing the whole $8 for verification badge, and I congratulate them. Cool. Find a way to monetize and make money off your platform. That's great. But how about you just make your platform actually work so that you can have advertisers on there and you can pay your bills and make Twitter actually manageable to run without making it the hellscape that it has turned into, the most toxic place on the internet, basically. Now, I know it's not really the full toxic place. There's other places that are worse, but it is right up there. It's close. Every time I see people trying to defend the $8 check mark, the same rebuttals is always, well, you're broke, man. You can't afford it. Oh, cheapskate. Can't afford it. Don't use the website. Sure. I mean, that's not really a flex on me. At least I'm smart to save my money and spend it on things that are actually worth it. Last I checked, Twitter Blue still doesn't offer anything that's actually worthwhile or useful. So sorry if I don't want to spend money on something just to have a little badge next to my name that doesn't bring any real value to me or my business in terms of YouTube and social media, et cetera, et cetera. If it doesn't bring me any value to that, I have no reason to buy it. Now, sure, there are for some people, maybe companies as well, that is, I guess, worth it to them because of the reach and amount of people that you can actually talk to on that platform and share, like, I guess, promotional sponsored posts, shit like that. But for your average everyday Joe who keeps on trying to defend that shit, that has like 60 followers or 100 tops, and they want to keep bragging about that shit like it's the hottest shit known to mankind, go touch some grass. You're a goddamn fool, straight up. You are defending and sucking on the meat of someone who will never acknowledge your existence at all, and you are just giving him free money for no reason, even though a majority of the tools that he provides in his little blue verification checkmark doesn't really provide any real value at all. But again, I understand value is subjective to each person. For what I might find useless, someone might find useful. But I'm gonna be honest, it is useless. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's straight trash. Anyways, I just want to talk about this because I found it very interesting to see Twitter have a meltdown, as always. People just losing their shit left and right, especially all the people I keep seeing show to the top that have the $8 verification check mark, and they're like, oh my God, Twitter's dying. Twitter's fucking up. Oh my God, Twitter is in such a bad state. Dog, shut the fuck up. You got the $8 check mark. You pay for that shit monthly. You're a part of the reason you contribute to the platform's problems. When you buy that $8 check mark, you show that, hey, you know what? Fuck me over a million times. Go fuck me in the ass all the time, man. Because guess what? I'm still going to support your platform all the time. I always keep saying this, but remember when he said, guess what, creators? You get that check mark. You're going to make money off our platform. It's going to be crazy. Where is it, huh? Who's making money off this platform? I haven't heard anybody making anything worthwhile, anything to note about, because he hasn't offered it. He hasn't really given it to anybody. If it does exist, it's probably the one person that's not going to say a single fucking thing because they're not making any money off the fucking platform. Anyways, I just wanted to talk about this. Yeah, bye-bye.